Hi, I'm Sam. Today I'm turning myself from head to toes in TRAD GOTH, and just like the roots back in the 70s and 80s, I'm going to use what I already have. And also, as a disclaimer to all the people who identify themselves as a goth, I do this video from respect and admire to the subculture. Now, that being said, we can finally start. I'm very excited. I've been planning this for a while now. If you don't know, I'm not the best person to ask how this first step is going to go because we're gluing down my eyebrows. I'm gonna left a little bit in here in the front so I can know where it's going. But you need basically just glue, and I'm going to use because what is this fan? Because you need to try it between layers, so you need to do that. And I'm gonna bring my mirror in here. But yeah, this is the first step, which is very nerve-wracking. Also, you need a powder, shitload of powder actually. And what else? Concealer. If you have something that is in a stick and very thick in general, that maybe do it well also. Works well covering up it. I'm just doing like first in the wrong direction and then back to the right, so I can get as much as glue in there as possible, but also like a flat surface. Probably would be like easier to just shave them down. I clean it a little bit up. Maybe a bit too much of a powder, if you ask me. Maybe a little bit too much. I'm just tapping it over it. I think I'm gonna leave it to the 2 layers. 2 layers. 2 layers of glue and 1 layer of powder is now on my brows. And the next thing I'm gonna do, even though we're going to do very light base, because I wanna do very light base, it's not essential to goth to have a white base. I'm a little bit figuring out, do I want to do like completely white base or add a little bit some like actual foundation of actual color that is not paper white. But I'm going to use a little bit of this orange color corrector, and also I'm going to use it under my eyes because my eyes are a bit dark, which I already know is a mistake because I haven't put on any base product. Fuck. I'm a bit distracted. Do not do like I do. Okay. I'm going to now use a brush to a little bit blend it out. Like that. I think it's working. Okay, now we can move on to the base that was already starting to start doing. I'm just going to have and put like a little bit moisturizer on my face. Okay, now we have that, and then we going to put my good old trust MAC Fix Plus. I use it as a primer, I use it as setting spray, middle of the makeup spray, mid spray. I have used it for years now. So I was thinking so I want to cover this thing up, and I only have this foundation, which is not very covering. It's matte, it's poreless. It's not very covering up. I have concealers, and then I have the white base that I have. But I was thinking to do something like this foundation all over, and on top of it, as like kind of highlighting my face, I would use this white cream color, but I'm not sure will it work. So this might end up completely looking like shit. But here we are, trying new things. So we're going to try new things. I'm going to just go in with this foundation. Foundation of decade. I'm so sorry for that. Okay. I'm gonna go in with my foundation brush. I'm gonna use a little bit more like concealer on top of these things. But yeah, like the inspiration to all of this came from the idea of like using your free will and your freedom to express yourself as much as you can. So why hold back if nobody's like holding you back? And even if somebody else is, it's very like rebel move to just go and be like, I do this on my own way. And also because like I am myself been, since I was preteen, a big fan of different subcultures. Also today's topic, which is goth, and I kind of like grew up around the ideas that if I like talked about goths to people, the message that I get from people that aren't goth or not interested in it is a bit weird to a very young person to hear. All that like all the ignorant expectations that people have on the culture and beliefs and stuff like that. So I think that is also something that kind of held me back as I was younger, for like my interest towards different subculture, especially goth. My eyebrows is getting like yucky, but I'm not a track artist. I'm going to now like apply another layer of powder on top of them. But yeah, the idea of like being free and expressing yourself is the thing that like brought me here. And I have to be honest, it was very fun to try to pull this outfit together. I was a little bit trying to search for information about goth. I thought I was making this like a little bit like video essay / makeup video, combining those two together. But it was very hard to find information about goths online that I could like 100% trust, because mainstream media doesn't really talk about goths, and if they do, it's be questionable tone they have. Because I followed quite a lot different goths throughout the years on social media, and kind of through them get the information about a little bit about the history and how it's like in the culture to be themselves and all of that. So I hope that I'm doing that, I'm not making anybody like mad about, because I'm not trying to be disrespectful, is what I'm trying to say. By the way, I've learned, if you haven't seen my first ever YouTube video I put out, if you want to see something that's a bit like weird, has weird vibe to it, go watch it. I put it in here. But in that I used one of those like very basic makeup sponges to use this switch, but I have learned that the foundation brush that I use doesn't work very well to this. This thing, I don't know what brush this even is, but it's very rounded and it's like very lightweighted, but not as lightweighted than most of like powder brushes are. This bitch works like magic. And now we're going to test if it works like magic on top of the foundation. The foundation brush is kind of like something that, like, because it's very harsh and very thick, so it's like wiping off all the product that it's applying. I'm also apparently putting everything on top of my earrings as well. But yeah, it was fun to put in this outfit together, and I had a lot of fun. And I also a little bit, because I don't have everything, message to people that I know, people that are related to me, and or my friends and stuff like that, to ask like, hey, can I go through your wardrobe for this video and other videos? And that teaches you that money is not the excuse, just people that you know. Because like relationship connections are currency, or whatever somebody who's like in a business world would say. I'm also going to put a little bit or more of this on top of my brows and under my eyes, and for that I'm going to use some a little bit more tense brush. I'm gonna use this type of brush. It's like very flat brush. After that, going over with this brush. So hopefully it will work. A funny story about the time I was buying, I'm not sure did I buy this from this like shop that sells mostly like, you know, costumes and stuff like that. And this woman walked in and she went to the cashier, because these things are sold on the counter, and she went like, I'm looking for having my foundation. What I'm trying to say, there's somewhere out there a diva that wears this, because this is available in various different shades. And oh, I'm pulling back the glue. This side didn't really survive. But yeah, there's somewhere a diva that wears this grease paint in the skin tone as everyday foundation, which is something like, at that time I was pretty young and I was still like, damn, that woman wasn't playing around her makeup. I'm also using this little bit like as an highlighter, because we want to highlight our face. I searched through a lot of images from a little bit more or less from the 80s. I'm not like that good at telling which is from which decade, but I try to search as much as I can from the 80s to inspiration for this. And obviously from the in the 80s and 70s they didn't really have maybe access to like white grease paint and black lipstick and stuff like that, but I'm doing like little modern twist to this. But the main inspiration with my outfit that you're going to see and my hair is going to be the 80s. Well, it looks probably fine in the camera, because this is a pretty old camera. But I was thinking in my little head that I want to do like black contour or like gray contour. But this is a bit too intense, I think, for that. But I also have this palette of cream colors. And I remember that this black right here is not that thick, and it's a bit more like flowy and not intense as that. So maybe we can make it work. But For that I need brush and luck. I'm just going in a little bit, having this one. I was so afraid that this is not going to work. It's like terrifying to put like solid black as a contour. But we make it work, we make it work. I'm hating the thing that is going on with my eyebrows right now. But it is what it is. It's not the first time I look in like terrible in this channel with some little bit more of powder. So I want to look undead. I don't know what powder have to do with looking dead. Maybe dry. I don't know. Corpses, I doubt they look dry. I never seen one. But yeah, now we are going to go in with the brows, I guess. I'm going to first use an eyeshadow palette and use this like gray shade with an eyebrow brush. Forgetting English. Whoopsie. I'm going to use that and I'm just filling in where I have my natural brow, and I'm just going a little bit more like, woo, that may be good. I sounded like Yoda. Eyebrow may be good. I need to make it look identical. Not identical. Maybe cousins will be fine. We do cousins. I think we have eyebrows now. Now we go into the eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the same palette, and if it's running out of its power, we're going to bring back the other one, which is a little bit more intense black. Take a hand mirror. And I need to look down because if it like, what it does, what is it called? I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say anything. And also we can go a little bit more bigger because I have more space on my eyelids. Ooh, I already look, ooh, I like it. I already, like, now it's starting to like come together. Come. Okay, this is the shape. It was pretty easy to do. Then we're going to go in and put like under my like bottom lash line. I'm gonna go in with some kajal. Why do I always do this? There's no need to hold those brushes. It's old habit from theater, if somebody's wondering. Because there you have to share the table with people and you have limited time. So you hold everything in your hand so it doesn't get lost. Or it's in your makeup bag. But I don't have that struggle right now. And also I'm going to build this on my waterline. And it's necessary to keep your mouth open every time you put something on your waterline. Ooh! And now I'm gonna do the same shade that I did in here to here. Now we have both of my eyes nearly done. We are going to curl my eyelashes and put some mascara on. And this is also necessary to open your mouth. I don't know why it is. Somebody might be good at explaining why that happens. But yeah, I'm going to put a lot of mascara. Lipstick. And I happen to have black. This is very old. And I don't have a black lip liner, but I have been using this like gel eyeliner. I probably need to clean up my lips a little bit before. Like that. We're going to use this, and then we can add a setting spray, and then we can get to doing my hair. Oh, I have that. 1 bottle of hairspray and intense teasing of my hair. Here we are, all finished with hair and makeup, but we have one thing left to do, which is the clothes. And because most of these clothes are very old, or I have got them from a friend or family member, I cannot really know where they're from. And even though they were my own, I'm not really sure where they're from. And so I'm just going to describe them as they are. First, I got this belt, which is some kind of fake leather, but it doesn't look like leather that much. But it has these little, what is it called? I'm not even sure what it's called. But I have 2 of these with different stable belts. Then I have this, which I'm very excited for. Sadly, this is not my own choker, but I would like to have something like this because I love spikes. What is it called? Bracelet. Some bracelets that are made by me. Then we have a bunch of different rings, fishnets, little necklace that I have DIY'd from a couple of different necklaces. And for this piece, I have to tell you guys, please be gentle with this. This probably needed to go to the trash for a couple of years ago. I have not worn this out in public like forever. It's this fake leather kind of top thingy, which is very worn out, but it works for this outfit. Little ruffle shirt that has ruffles in here and on the hands, the arms. 2 different dresses. This, which doesn't really seem that goth, but I got this thingy that has these kind of like more triangular shape, so I can layer them up. The last thing of them all, I don't have those very pointy shoes without heels that has a weird name in English. In my native language, they are like big killing shoes. It's probably not the name for them in English, but the only things close enough to this look are these. They are a bit more pointy, but they have a bit of a heel. They have all of these cool details. And now I'm gonna put these clothes on, and we are going to see the final reveal, how I look as a trad goth. This was the final look. I hopefully did justice for the goth community, and if you have any thoughts or ideas what I should try to do next as a style or subculture transformation, you can comment down below. You can also like this video if you liked it. You can follow my channel, it's completely free, and if you put the bell on, you can get notification every time I upload a new video. But thank you very much, and we see you in the next video.